Hey guys, welcome to Grom YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. I'll just start the Instagram here. So I'm running Facebook Live and Instagram Live today. I'll just wait for a few people to jump on. I'm not sure how many people will jump on the Facebook, but I know a few people will be on the Instagram. So I'll just wait for you guys to get on. And please let me know if you can hear me okay, especially Facebook viewers. I want to know how the sound is coming through. Is the quality okay? People on Insta, maybe you can give me a thumbs up. Tell me it's all working all right. Hey Bella, hey Mick Jane, hey Jaxlou. Welcome. Thumbs up, sounds good. What about on Facebook? How does it sound? Is anyone on Facebook? Hey Tommy, hey Eco, hey Alex. Sweet as. All right, so today we're going to talk about competition athlete versus freestyle athlete. And we had a question sent in from Archie, and he wanted us to talk about what to do before a competition. So mentally getting prepared, physically getting prepared. We're just going to cover all of that. And I guess the difference between competitive and freestyle and why you do what you do. Hey Zane, hey Tali, hey Molly. So I guess the first thing I want to ask you guys is, do you compete or are you freestyle? People on Insta, you can comment what you do. Are you a competition athlete or a freestyle athlete? Just want to get some insight as to what you guys do. If you don't, hey Mick. Yeah, so if you don't already know, I played soccer competitively for 19 years, and I just want to kind of give you guys some insight as to what the different lifestyles could be like. Alex says he does both. Hey Zane, hey Shori. So we're just asking everyone, do they do competitive sports or are they a freestyle athlete? So yeah, I played soccer for 19 years and I represented my district, region and state. I went overseas on a soccer scholarship, and I one day was having a really hard time because my coach was saying to me that I wasn't fit enough, and I had been training all summer long to get fit for preseason. And I went home and I felt really discouraged, and I thought, oh man, like, you know, I was there for 4 years and I thought every year it's not good enough. I'm not fit enough. And no matter what my coach said, I was just, it wasn't good enough. And he used to ask me, you know, Kate, what is it that you need from me as your coach? And I said, I just need a bit of encouragement because I was really trying really hard to get what he wanted done. So I went home that day feeling a bit upset and kind of down, and I thought to myself, why is my coach's opinion affecting me so much when I know I'm putting in all the effort I can and I'm trying really hard to be better at my sport and the position I play. And I thought the only way for me to feel better about the situation is to ask myself, who am I playing for? So my coach's opinion matters because obviously he's my coach, but what about myself? What about my feelings? So that day I decided that I was going to kind of flip a switch and say that it's really important to focus on how I feel and focus on me. And yeah, sometimes it can sound selfish, but I needed to realize that playing for myself first was more important than playing for my coach. And yeah, I play for him on that team, but I've got to put in the effort for myself and be proud of myself. And if my coach is never proud of me, then I've got to be proud of myself, because otherwise I'm never going to be good enough. So from that day on, I decided I'm going to play for myself, make myself proud, and second of all, play for my family and make them proud. But the number one thing was to make sure I was being put first, because that's where I started feeling upset, was because I was putting my energy into what my coach thought. Thanks, Jax. Hey, Zane. Hey, Charlie. Welcome. We're talking about competitive athletes versus freestyle. So I guess my question to you guys is, do you compete or are you freestyle? And if you do compete, do you like it? Do you like waking up every day or knowing that you have to train for something and compete against other people and try and be the best and win prizes and go to contests and do the sport you do? Do you love that? Do you love that it takes over your life and that has become your lifestyle, competing as an athlete, traveling around and doing all the high demands of that sport and training really hard for it? Is that what you want to be doing? Do you want to be putting in all this effort towards your sport and getting better? And is it important to you to verse other people? Is it important to you to be the best? Is it important for you? Why is it that you do it? What's important? Is it the atmosphere? Is it the community? Is it the friends? Just try and figure out what it is that you love about competing. Hey, Jungle Design. Hey, Isla. Hey, Summer. So, yeah, like, figure out why is it that you're competing. Has anyone ever asked you why? Growing up, no one asked me why I play soccer. And I bet there's lots of you guys out there that no one's ever asked. Just from the people on Instagram, has anyone ever asked you why you compete at your sport? Or anything. If you've ever competed in anything, has anyone ever asked you why you compete? Thanks for all the hearts, guys. Mickey Jane says no. Mickey Jane, what sport do you play? Alex has been yes. Molly, no. So 2 no's, 1 yes so far. Hey, Phoebe. Skateboarding. Awesome. So, yeah, why is it that you guys compete? Do you love the competitive nature of the sport? Have you just been brought up into it? Ever since you were little, did you always compete? So, yeah, ask yourself why. And if you don't know the answer, try and figure it out, because I had a lifetime of playing soccer and I did really well in my sport and I took it as far as I wanted it to go, but no one ever asked me why I was playing. And I was good enough, but that was it. I was born into it. I didn't know any different. Hey, Alex. Alex says it's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Girls Surf Network. We're talking about competitive athletes versus freestyle athletes and the competition arena and why people compete. Yeah, so I guess it is fun, Alex. It's fun competing, making friends, traveling, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, figuring out why you do it is super important, because there's no reason you can't do that same sport and not compete. If you just love doing this sport at your own free will and progressing as you want, no pressure from anyone else, I think, you have that option. And maybe someone does need to tell you. I like how you spend time with your friends and you feel good when you or your friends win or do something good. Knowing your why is powerful. Yeah, that's super true. So we got a comment saying it's important to hang out with your friends. And that's true. I think it's a really cool accomplishment when you win or you gain something and your friends cheer you on because you've maybe worked so hard to get that first place or that second place, and that's awesome. Having something to build towards is really good. And when your friends celebrate with you, that's even more awesome. Hey, B. Luco. I did competition swimming. I think I did it because my parents believed it made us to be able to be coached, which is good quality to have as an adult when working, etc. You can handle constructive criticism. Yeah, I totally agree. I think competitive sport can bring in that, that kind of overseer and pushing you to your limits. And with freestyle sport, you might not have that. You may have a friend or someone that might push you, but with competitive sport, at least you know that that coach or that person that's helping you get through and get better at your sport, they're going to push you further because, you can't get better unless you push yourself. and have determination and commitment, and having that coach or that other person, they're going to keep you on your toes, because if you're doing freestyle sport, you've got no one to answer to. Shori, love these guys. Listen to what you're saying will help them. Yeah, it also does give you a thick skin. I agree. Like, the biggest thing coaching taught me growing up is that you can accomplish it. You've just got to have that little voice kind of behind you saying, go, do it, do it, do it. You can do it. And you've got to believe in yourself. So if your coach doesn't tell you he believes in you or she believes in you, you've got to tell yourself and believe in yourself. Hey, Ollie. Hey, J Rocket. Hey, B Luco. So, yeah, the other thing, so we had a question sent in from Archie. Archie said, what do you recommend doing before competitions? So let's touch base on that. So I guess it doesn't matter. There can be a difference between individual sports and team sports, but I think overall your individual approach and your preparation for competition should be much the same. So I think if you can first figure out why you're doing competition, that's the first step. And then once you've figured that out, then you can start working on your pre-competition routine, I guess. So I think as a soccer player, my mindset of getting ready for my competition started long before the actual game. So no worries, EcoSurf flies. So for me, maybe it started 2 days before the game. I'd start thinking about what I'm going to eat, drinks, keeping my fluids up. A lot of the games I played were in the middle of summer, in the middle of the day. I think it starts 2 days before. Your training starts months and months before, and obviously you're building up to it. So when you're getting closer to the day, depending on what sport you do, it could vary, but I remember Mick Fanning in his book, he said that he figured out that eating steak before a comp was a lot heavier and harder for him when he competed the next day versus chicken. So finding what works for you as far as food. I know that for me, broccoli and pasta worked a treat, and for some reason that if I ate that the night before, I played really well the next day. So food the night before and breakfast when you wake up. So waking up, having that mindset, you're ready to commit and play that day. Feeding your body with fuel. A lot of people skip breakfast, and even though you're a Grom or you could be a young kid, it does matter what you put in your body, and you may be able to survive on Macca's cheeseburgers, but imagine how amazing you would compete with a bowl of muesli and fruit for breakfast. So another thing is it also catches up on you when you're older. So I think fueling your body with the right ingredients, you've got to keep the mindset that your body is like a car and it needs fuel, and the best fuel that you can put in it is going to give you the best opportunities at the comp. So depending on your sport, I think physical, so that's mental preparation and a little bit of body prep. Getting physical preparation could be checking the conditions out. If you're running a marathon, maybe start a few weeks before and the day of, walk the track, get really familiar with where you're going. If it's surfing, check out the conditions, go for a free surf, kind of get used to the environment that you're going to be in. So your physical environment. Hey Emma, hey Fraser. So once you've gotten the physical and kind of setting yourself in the scene, you're going to have a plan. So create a plan. What do you want to do in this heat, or what do you want to do in this game? Just even if it's setting yourself one goal, what can that one goal be? You don't need to be too hard on yourself. Just give yourself one goal to achieve. Sometimes, so for me, my sport that I love to do is surfing, and sometimes it's really frustrating. I might not get many waves. So while I'm out there, my goal changes and it becomes just to catch one wave. And if I can accomplish that, it makes me feel really good. So you've got to keep your goals realistic as well. So once you've created a plan for yourself and what you want to achieve that day, or then you can sit down and visualize. So you want to sit down, close your eyes, put some headphones on, have some quiet time, and this is where you get the chance to close your eyes and just visualize what you're going to achieve, and visualize yourself actually achieving it. So if my goal was to get first in my marathon, I'd visualize myself running it. I'd visualize the pain I'm going to endure. I'm going to visualize myself pushing through. I'm going to visualize all the competitors around me. I'm going to visualize what I look like, maybe the sweat coming down my face. I'm going to visualize the path that I'm running on, my shoes. I'm going to try and feel what my muscles will feel like as I'm going through it. And mentally preparing yourself for that, you're putting yourself in the spot where you're about to be. So when you're there, you already have felt it. You're already getting used to what's going to happen. So then when you are there, you're ahead of the rest. You already know this is coming. And then Lane Beachley always says, visualize yourself holding that trophy up, standing on the podium. If that's your goal, to get a podium spot, visualize yourself up there in front of the crowd, in front of the cameras, holding up the trophy, how heavy it's going to be, just looking up in the sky, what emotions are going to be running through, how happy you're going to feel. Yeah, so visualizing, I think, is a massive one, and this can really put your mental game really strong. Hey Shane, welcome. Visualization is awesomeness. Thanks, Shane. Carlo, Harper. So yeah, do you guys have any questions about, or what do you guys do before a competition? What's your kind of strategy? Shane, I know you run marathons. What's your strategy before a big race? What kind of things do you do? So today we've touched on competitive versus freestyle athletes, and I guess the difference between the two. Some people have said it's really fun hanging out in the competitive area with your friends, and when you win, they support you. Someone else has said that coaches really set you up for life and they teach you good life lessons. I think coaches can help push you. But the big thing I spoke about today was not letting the coach fully determine how you're going to feel depending on a result or not a result that he was looking or she was looking for. So making sure you're putting yourself and your feelings before what other people think of you. Shane says, I visualized myself running a marathon and I did it. Awesome. That's really cool. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Ellie. So, yeah, Archie, I hope that helps you, and I hope that this helps your preparation for competitions. So my first question would be to you is why you compete, and then when you figure that out and you're happy with the reason of why you compete, then you can get in that mindset and start building yourself a strategy before competitions, and so you can set yourself up to have the best result possible. So you've got to take into consideration mental prep, physical prep, meal prep, and I think the visualization prep is the biggest thing. Like if you can visualize yourself there, then you're halfway there. The only thing holding you back will be yourself, and you've got to believe that you can do what you're visualizing and you can achieve it. I've learned not to give my everything from the start line, just to run relaxed. So Shane says he doesn't give all his energy as soon as he starts a race. He runs relaxed, so he trains a lot And he makes sure that, you know, some people when they run a race, they go all out straight away, all out, all out. And you want to kind of zone those people out because that's not your plan. Your plan's to go the long mile and keep the energy long term. They might lose that short burst, or maybe that's their tactic, but stick to your guns. We got Fraz, look at the surf and just stare at it. Yeah, that's awesome. So if you're a surfer, having a look at the conditions, just watching how it's breaking, where it's best. Set yourself up where you're going to paddle out, where you're going to start surfing, how the waves are breaking, different conditions. Hey Seabiscuit, hey Sky, hey Kelsey, and figure out the conditions. Yep, that's what I just mentioned. Shane said, I ran 13.1 miles straight through the other day, running relaxed. Awesome. So when you're running, is your mind relaxed because you have set yourself up to be relaxed during your run and not push yourself too hard? Or are you pushing yourself hard enough, but not too hard? Hey, Billy. Hey, Sky. Do you compete in wakeboarding, Sky, or are you a freestyle athlete? And Billy, what sport do you do? Do you compete or are you a freestyle athlete? All right, guys, so we're going to wrap it up. Hope you guys have had an epic week and hopefully you have a really good weekend. Hopefully this helps at least one person. If you're on Instagram and you have a friend that maybe needs some advice on anything to do with sport, competing, mental prep, just hit the share button below. So on Instagram, it will be about here. On Facebook, I'm not sure where it will be, but just hit the share button just to one friend, you know, that one friend that maybe is not feeling very confident with themselves at the moment. Maybe that friend that needs some encouragement. Maybe there's a friend out there who's wanting to become a competitive athlete and is not. Maybe just share this to a friend so that you can build their confidence, and just sending this video to them may help them. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, Billy. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, guys. It's been awesome going live with you. I hope this helps, and share the stoke to someone that may need it. And yeah, we'll catch you around, and thanks for jumping on the live video, and most of all, thanks so much for following Grom and keeping up with all the journey for what Grom is here for. You! All right, guys, out. So I just jumped off Instagram. Hopefully this has helped a few people. A few parents, maybe this could help as well, asking your child what is it that they love. I think that's a really important question, and asking them why they want to compete, because you never want your child growing up with regrets. So ask them what they love, why they love it, what they want to do, and keep checking in on them every 6 months or a year, and they'll tell you what they love. We have parents coming to us and saying, well, our kid now does this because that's just what they wanted to do, and they didn't want to do that thing anymore, so now they're onto this. And I think that's awesome. Let your kids determine. And then, yeah, there's a fine line, like obviously depending on what they want to do. You're the parents and you are their number one support, and you get to look after them, but make sure you're asking them questions and keep them doing what they love. All right, so I'm out. Thanks for tuning in for the very first Facebook Live video. I hope this has helped you guys, and if you want to jump on the Instagram lives, they happen a little bit more often, and that's just @grabagrom. And if you guys have any questions, just email kate@grabagrom.com. All right, guys, see ya.